Welcome to the FGC Podcast. This be the Turk. There's no rain here. No, it's good right now. It's a very beautiful 85 degrees out, sunny, nice and wind. It's good.
And they nailed it. We're saying we might not be able to hear me in the podcast. How am I looking on your side?
I can hear you fine. Keep talking.
I will keep talking. So this is when I do my best. So I
There you
was
go.
in the okay.
Hot
Didn't
sauce
give away
guys.
too much.
Hot sauce guide said, "Yay!" So I'm assuming that works. I literally clicked nothing different, so I don't know what happens. I wonder if there's like a delay with you or something.
Yeah, it could be. I'm a very delayed person. That's what my dad's always told me, and the school district, and my IEP.
That's funny.
So I want to know something from you.
Yeah.
How have you been eating this week?
We've
Because I suck.
been Oh well, I mean, you're not the one that has to meet this lady face to face, so you can suck every now and then. This lady was so intimidating. Let me tell you. I don't know if I told you when we were in our meeting, the dietitian sat down at the chair. She sat like she was like you flip a bar chair backwards and you sit on it, rest
Oh,
your
yeah,
arms
cool,
on it.
yeah, cool kid
Like
style.
so she's like this jacked little lady, definitely fit. She sits down across from me and she goes, "I'm not gonna sugarcoat this. What's your problem?" like just like
You got a
just
problem.
like all 400 pounds of man in me just shriveled up and I was a little baby again. I was like, all right, what up? Okay, here.
I'm just so big and scared.
Yeah, so I'm the one that has to meet this lady face to face. So, let me pull up my spreadsheet. I've been keeping one thing that I like to do is make spreadsheets,
It helps. It helps, man. I love that you
and
sent it to me.
and so yeah. So on top of the spreadsheet, I've also been taking photos. I posted once on the social media. What I'm gonna do, and I'll do it today, is I'll just post like a series of all the meals I made in one post, as
Okay.
opposed to like one every single day, just so that you guys can check it out. But
Yeah,
some
you don't
things that I made
overwhelm.
that I really really liked. I'm gonna pull up my photo cam or my camera now, so that way we could see. I made a number of different things that were pretty good in my opinion. Pulling it all up now. So I made man, I take a lot of photos.
You
One
do.
of the I had like a quinoa, spinach, pepper, and onion.
Quinoa.
Um, Quinoa is what did I say? Quinoa.
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 I used to call it quinoa because
Uh,
my brain just sees the QU and goes for it. Yeah, quinoa.
so
I
it's
got you. I don't want
quinoa,
a vegan to make fun of
onions,
you because I'll have to fight them.
quinoa, onions, peppers, spinach, mixed and fried together with two eggs on top.
Oh, yeah.
I had a steak, baked potato, and asparagus. I made a pepper, chicken, onion salad with some croutons, parmesan. It was a chicken Caesar salad. I'm sorry. I cut up some red peppers, put those in there, and then the chicken was like little chicken tenders, like bone, like there's just cut up breast
Yeah.
meat, but into tender size. And I air fried those with like some salt, pepper, and some Keith's
Chicken
chicken wing
sauce.
sauce
Oh,
on
yeah.
them.
Oh, yeah.
So that was good. One of the highlights to me was I took the hot sauce guide and Slug recommended. It's the Ancho House. I don't remember what it's called.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But it's the one that you and Hot Sauce Guide are both big fans of. And I marinated pork in that. air fried the pork, and then I made some garlic parmesan green beans and some Brussels sprouts, and I fried all those in the like garlic and stuff like that.
That sounds amazing.
One of my lunches, we made barbecue chicken wings, and I had some carrots. And then probably the last one I'll talk about is I made some hot sauce. Ancho and Morita is the brand of the sauce. Hot Sauce Guide has chimed in. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. You're just like a great little wealth of knowledge, hot sauce knowledge. But I fried up some hot sausage, and then we have some local tomato sauce I think it's made here in Lincoln. And so I fried some onions and peppers and put a little bit of sauce in, and then put the hot sausage in that and made like hot sausage sandwiches and broccoli. And so it is Ancho and Morita sauce by Humble House.
All right, Mark. We don't need to know the calories and the ingredients, okay?
I strongly recommend that for any form of pork. It is a really, really good pork seasoning.
All right.
And in that process, we ate out twice, I think. We had gyros yesterday for dinner.
I know you're being real professional with your speaking, but I want to punch you. I don't know why. Saying gyro and ancho and Morita. I just want to say shut up.
I always say gyro.
Then say gyro, because it's a gyro.
But Gabtron's like, it's a gyro.
She's Italian. She's not Greek.
And then what else did we eat out?
Tacos from that one place.
Oh, and then we had
pretty good that you can't remember where you ate out because you only did it so few times. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's really good for us because we eat out a lot. And it's been a big old money saver. We've been hemorrhaging money eating out and just seeing like the grocery bill for the week and how much food. We still have a ton of food left over for this week.
Hey, hot sauce guy. Shut up.
Not to be a snob, but it's gyro. Gyro, whatever.
Yeah, and it's marinara, and it's oregano, and it's inventory instead of shut up, okay? This is funny. The slurred English accent that we have, the Americanized bastardization, and we're going to call it a gyro, and their tacos, and their tortillas.
Oh, yesterday I had
and chicken vaginas.
Jesus. So yesterday we got breakfast from our favorite, like, it's like a Eaton Park like equivalent kind of thing. It's we got breakfast from there yesterday because we had errands that we needed to go do, and it was like breakfast and lunch combo. I got probably one of, remember when we took you to the Highway Diner here in Lincoln and we had the grilled cheese meatloaf garlic thing, like the
yeah, I'm familiar.
So this place, similar, is an open face sandwich, and it had garlic bread with chicken salad, Parmesan sauce, and then 3 layers of cheese, and then it's like grilled in an oven, and it gets all melty and gooey, and it was phenomenal. And I had that with a Cobb salad, and it was so damn good.
That sounded nice.
I don't like to track weight because I don't think it's an important part of the weight loss journey, like just looking at the scale every single day. So I only weighed myself once, and I'm going to continue to only weigh myself weekly. And as of yesterday, I didn't weigh myself this morning, so as of yesterday, I am 12 pounds down.
Good shit, buddy. Good shit.
And I'm sure that's because I'm not retaining as much water because I'm drinking a lot more water because I've got like a little reminder on how much water I need to drink and all that kind of stuff. So, huh? But yeah, so I'm 12 pounds down, and I know it's a lot easier for me at my size to lose weight than like Gabriella, who hasn't lost any weight yet, and she's been eating the same stuff as me. But it's definitely because I'm so much bigger. I'm like at least 3 times her size, so it makes sense that I'm gonna lose a lot more weight. But it's not an important aspect of the weight loss part. It's making the changes in the eating, and but it's a little positive reinforcement when I hopped on the scale yesterday, and it said that I was down. It's actually so when I stood on their scale, it said one number, but then when she wrote it down in my file, she wrote more. So I don't know if she was padding my numbers or if she was equating just like an average, like wanted an even baseline. So on their numbers, I lost 14 pounds, but like on the number that I saw on the scale, I'm only down 12 pounds.
Okay.
But yeah, so I mean that was really good reinforcement for everything, and we're gonna roll into this week. Last night while we were playing games, I made our shopping and food list for the week, and we just need to get in and go shopping to get all that done. But I'm happy. I mean, it wasn't hard. It was pretty easy. It's going to be a little bit more difficult because I go back to work full time next week. So it's a little easier to kind of just hop in and take the breaks and do, like, when I wasn't working the full time, I could just cook whenever I wanted and just start it whenever I wanted. Now I'm going to have to, like, cook lunch within that hour allotment that I have. But I don't know. We'll make it work. I'm not making like super hard meals. A lot of our meals for like lunches and stuff like that are just like little wraps or like just chicken wings that I can throw in the air fryer, like a Cobb salad, made leftovers from the night before because like I know that the one pork loin that we're gonna get is way more than the suggested 4 or 5 ounces that I was told to eat. So the lunches should be easy, and the dinners will be a little bit more difficult and a little bit more time sensitive, but I can prep for those at lunch since lunch is pretty easy too. So I'm motivated still. Things are going good. I'm excited to have my meeting on Thursday with the doc and see what they say as things keep on going. And then I'll have an update for next week with like whatever the docs share with me then.
That they take. Fantastic.
I'm sorry?
Fantastic. To see what the next step is. If they put you on some meds, if they just tell you to keep it up, if they then make it a little bit more difficult for you, maybe throw on another barrier.
I think baby steps, it's just going to be a little bit more difficult each time. They're going to see what I can accomplish and what I can stick to. And they were pretty adamant that medicine is the next step. And I don't know how I feel about that, but whatever. They're the professionals. I'm just the fat slob.
You got to try it. All right, I tried. My brother would do that. He'll go see a professional, like fucking, they don't know what they're talking about. Oh, they actually do. That's why they're professionals. So fantastic. And who cares if you're down weight? You're down weight. It's all about the reinforcement. You can't be like, well, I mean, I'm down 50 pounds, but that's nothing. No, you should be proud of that. So congratulations, good friend. I'm very happy for you there. I have just eaten whatever I wanted, so I have not been a good support for you this week. And like you said, you got to go talk to the scare doctor. I just have to make sure that I wake up in the morning.
And then we can just fat shame you on the pod for not
That's
doing
fine
what
by
you need
me.
to do.
One of us has got to stay a fat guy, and I'm okay. I'll take that bullet. I will take that bullet.
No, I don't mean that. I just mean that, like, you don't have to see the doctor, but chat can just tear you apart.
Yeah, they can go all the way.
Listen, lazy piece
you didn't grow up
you've been
with Doug Boyd
sick,
Sr.
So.
Doug Boyd Sr. can shame me more than any of you losers ever could.
Yeah,
He's the one that when the doctor said, do you have a special restricted diet? The doctor said, look at him, doc. Does it look like he cares? And I was like, the fuck? You're supposed to be my dad. Back me up.
This is also the guy that on your graduation's like, wait, you got me out here in the rain?
Yeah, was mad that I asked him to come see me graduate with a master's degree, and it was like the audacity of me having to come out in the fucking snowy rain right now just to watch you get another degree. How many are you going to get, loser? You nerd. keep going to school because you can't accomplish anything. Like, he can cut me worse than anybody in chat or any Blizzard server ever could. So I'm glad you're eating good stuff.
Yeah, I'm energy levels good. It's been too hot to frickin' walk. I had a couple. I think I did the bike twice. I need to do the bike more, but it's just uncomfortable.
Listen, that I can help you with. I can do exercises. I can't tell you I have the strength to stop eating right now.
I feel you.
Also, I have your list, and I want to buy groceries with you, but right now, we got a 9-year-old grandma living upstairs that only eats certain things, and we have a 12-year-old boy, man-child, that lives with us also that only eats certain things. It's hard to be like, let's make breakfast burritos in the morning. Let's make chicken breasts because they only eat something that's processed or with a bone or without a bone. It's hard, and I'm not going to have Hannah make 3 different meals because she can't have gluten. So I'm not going to say, Hannah, make me 1 meal, scrounge for yourself, and also take care of Tweedledee and Tweedledum over there. So when things get back to a little bit more normalcy, when we're able to provide a little easier for ourselves, I will be supporting you, and I'll be trying to support myself. And in the meantime, I'm probably going to dunk an entire box of Nutter Butters into some Nutella later when I watch wrestling, because I'm tired of this Nutella just taunting me every day when I look over, and it's just staring at me like, I'm chocolate and hazelnut. I'm delicious.
I do have to say, and it's probably not a good thing, but I crushed almost a whole container of nuts in a week, and I probably shouldn't have done that.
Probably not, but at the same time, it's like that fat nurse that shamed me the last time I went to the bariatric doctor. If you're eating a bag of nuts, that's better than eating a bag of chips. I guarantee you, if you go look at those calories and the sodium and the protein, your nuts are going to come out 3 times over on my bag of sour cream and onion chips.
True.
And my box of cookies that I'm going to inhale later.
So other than food, what have you been doing this week?
I have been not doing much. As you said, I was not feeling too well. I got the antibiotic guts going, so taking some medicine to clear up my just chronic life issues that I always have. One day I'm going to go to sleep, and it's going to be peaceful, and it's going to be great. So I woke up this morning for the first time with no pain. What's up, Brother Steve? And so I have been just kind of lounging. I stay up really late every night. The best thing about this week was I finally found CBS All Access, which has every episode. I'm a little mad. They have all the episodes of NCIS, all the episodes of NCIS New Orleans, but only the current season of NCIS Los Angeles. And I really just want to watch Chris O'Donnell and LL Cool J beat the shit out of people while being undercover spies. So I'm really upset that I still can't get caught up on Los Angeles. But after a 2-year hiatus, I was finally able to watch all 15 seasons on Netflix of NCIS and finally move on to season 16. And I was not disappointed. And so far, I've been enjoying it. So I stay up pretty late and I sleep pretty late. But that's because I need to get my Gibbs in. He keeps me positive. He always gets his bad guy. He always punches. And I just love it. It was really, really interesting that even though this episode was 2 years old, I just watched it yesterday. And one of the characters, my man, after Tony DiNozzo left after 15 seasons or 14 seasons, Wilmer Valderrama comes in, and he is now the young heartbreak on the show. So Fez got jacked and sexy from that 70s show, and he's now running around being a super agent on NCIS. And he went out for like a paint and sip with one of the other characters who's usually a nerd. And they were harassed. They kept making fun of Wilmer for being Spanish, and then they were calling him homophobic slurs because he was with his friend. And so they got into like a fist fight right here. And like Gibbs said, sometimes hate just needs a little punch in the mouth. And it was interesting to see that like they were tackling this issue of like racism and homophobic just intolerance. And Torres said, I'm just tired. Why does everyone have to be hateful? Why can't people just be nice? And I was like, oh my God, this episode was ahead of its time. Because that's how I'm feeling right now. Every time I watch the news, I read an article on Yahoo or CNN, or I'm on MSNBC, because I'll go to both. I'll go to the left wing and I'll go to the right wing, because I think it's funny to see how they just contradict each other, which is just another problem. But when I see all the hate, I'm like, why can't you sons of bitches just be a little kind? Why can't you just be understanding? And so I'm getting a good therapeutic, like, catharsis watching NCIS and seeing the bad guys get their comeuppance. I said crumpets the other day, and I was like, that's wrong. So seeing them get what they deserve, it's been quite nice.
Cool. I've been just saving Tsushima, the island of Tsushima from the Mongols.
That game does seem pretty amazing.
I'm absolutely in love with this game. It only came out Friday, but I felt like I've been playing it for a week. I'm just in love with it. I haven't done barely any story missions. I've just been walking around the islands, visiting the sites, visiting shrines, petting foxes, following birds. It's all an aspect of the game. They're like nature's guides. I just absolutely love it. The combat in the game is fun. That's just what I've been doing. You can check me out. I've just been kind of throwing up random streams when I've been doing it. I got an Elgato over the weekend, which is a capture card that lets me play the PS4 on here. So we've just been doing that. I am drinking a smoothie. Gabtron made I don't know what's in it. Spinach. It looks like spinach, maybe a little peanut butter, banana, apple, Honeycrisp apple. That's breakfast, lunch.
Man, I used to be the most regular person in the world when I juiced, but it's expensive. And I couldn't take just throwing in all those vegetables and fruits and only getting the juice out of it and have to throw away the pulp.
Yeah. This is well, we also had eggs and spinach and onions and a little bit of gyro meat. So
that you put in the smoothie?
No. We have that
okay.
for breakfast. And this is lunch. It's just
Like, listen, Stallone, okay? You don't have to be bragging and just chugging raw meat and eggs in your smoothie.
That sounds awful.
Okay, everyone, you heard it here. Our next charity stream will be how many raw eggs can Slug and Turk consume. I've always wanted to try it. And I would do it on stream. I want to do
Have you ever had a raw egg?
No, but I heard it tastes like nothing. Especially
it's just the texture. There's no taste. It's just texture.
And so if you put a little hot sauce on Worcestershire and you make like a cowboy oyster, I'd be all about that.
When I worked at the diner at Andrea's, we used to do dumb shit like that all the time, and that was just one. Like we paid $5 for Mick he took a spoonful of just garlic and just ate it raw, like a giant heaping like soup spoonful of garlic, not like a. I think like ate like 4 raw eggs for like $10.
The head that was killing. That's like when we used to play. Hey, for what's in my wallet, do this.
That's the best game ever. I wish I still had like people around that would do something like that. So if you're with your friend, this is a game for everybody to play that's listening. It's called What's in Your Wallet, essentially
what's in my wallet.
I'll give you what's in my wallet. And you basically come up with some asinine, dumb activity. And I'll give you everything that's in my wallet. And you give them a range. It could be anywhere from like $2 to $50. And you have them do something. So there's times where... What are some of the things we've done for what's in your wallet?
I think Lacey one time for $3 ate the chip off of the display in the downstairs cafeteria that was there for like a week. I think I made $40 once for cleaning the spoon out of the bottom of the butter barrel. Like after having a big family dinner and the country crock was empty, I cleaned the spoon with my tongue and I made some money. I know once I think Lacey got like $15 and she ate an entire jumbo family pack of juicy fruit. Reeked. We could smell her from across the room just chewing.
And she had to go shit because of all the aspirin, the sugar-free stuff just ruined her stomach.
Ran right through her and gave her a taste aversion. It kind of gave me an aversion because now I smell it. Like she'd open her mouth and you could smell it from 10 feet away. And you're like,
I didn't know. I was the one that. What's in the wallet for the spoon for you, and I didn't know that I had like $50 in my wallet.
Yeah. The first time that you refuse, you ruin the whole game. You have to be a man of your word. When you throw down that challenge. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So you should all play it. It's a fun game. It's absolutely a highlight of grad school. I'll give you everything in my wallet if you do this. What's the range? There's anywhere between $5 to $60 in there.
Yeah,
I think I gave someone like $70 for something too, but I don't remember what.
There have been some big payouts, but there's also been some stingers where people have done some stupid shit for like $1. Yeah,
I think that was Lacey with that like 2-week-old chip.
Yeah,
there wasn't much. That was a loss on her part.
You know, that's a good segue into last night as I was going to bed. I just started thinking, I know some stupid fucking people in my life. I know some downright dumb individuals. And so I was just thinking, like, as my best friend, I don't know, because there's this part of your life that I didn't know you when we didn't know each other. But tell me one or two, some of the stupidest people you've ever known in your life. Like, can you even think of one? Do you have one in mind, or do you have to think about it, or do you only hang out with smart, intelligent people?
I mean, there's probably a ton of examples, but I can think of like weird people.
Brother Steve's going to know this one, okay? Brother Steve will definitely know who I'm talking about. My example, we're going to call him Corey. Corey was a personal care attendant in Edinburgh University. Corey was a full-ass grown man, like 40-something, but he was a student worker because the dude signed up to be a student. So since he was a student, he got a student job for $7.25 instead of a state job for $15. Let alone, that's yes, Brother Steve, the laptop printer. Oh, Corey was just a wealth of stupidity and kindness. He was a kind man. But let me just give you the highlights. He thought he thought himself an inventor. So every day he'd be like, guys, I got this idea, right? This invention. I'm gonna make a laptop printer. But the laptop just clicks underneath the printer goes underneath the laptop. So bam, you're like, oh, I ain't got no time to print. You already got the papers ready. And he wanted to make a keychain camera that you could put up in your car and always watch it on your keychain to make sure no one broke into your car. And I was like, that seems a little paranoid to always want to see what's inside your car. But I digress. He was stupid, not because he had the idea. He was stupid because he paid lots of money to those scam pyramid scheme agencies that will take your ideas, make you pay them for it, and then they take all the credit for it. Corey also was not an intelligent man when it came to academia. I drew the short straw one day and had Corey assigned to me to come help me with my morning routine. And one day we were talking because, he's a student. I'm a student. Even though we're 20 years apart in age, we're taking the same class. In fact, I was an upperclassman and he was a younger guy. He was a younger classman. So he's like, Doug, man, I'm struggling real hard in these math classes, man. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. I was like, hey, Corey, if you need some help, I can always help you. He came in this day. He's like, Doug, don't even worry about it. Because I asked him, what's going on, man? How'd you do in that test? He's like, I didn't do very good. But it's because I didn't know algebra. So the problem was like solve for X. I didn't know it, but it's all right. I got to talk to somebody afterwards. I got it. X equals 7. So I got that answer. Now I'll plug that bitch in on the next time. I'm going to get an A. I said, Corey, X is a variable. You got to solve for X every problem. It changes. He's like, what? What do you mean every time? I was like, Corey, there's also eventually going to be a Y and other variables. He's like, oh, damn, you kidding me, right? You mean it's not always 7? Corey thought that X equaled 7 for eternity. I've never in my life, in 6th grade, I knew that X didn't equal 7.
So he thought that regardless of whatever math problem he got, if there was an X in it,
X was 7.
Plugged in a 7.
He just plugged in a 7. And his look like, Doug, I got it, man. It's a 7. I'm gonna plug that bitch in next time. I'm gonna get an A. I was like, no, you're not. Also, the creme de la creme would also be the story of when Corey's friend got taken to jail for something, and he needed legal representation. And so Corey decided, I have no experience. I'm qualified. And so Corey rolled into the courthouse, and they're like calling roll, and they're like, where's your legal counsel? Corey, sir, I'm here to represent my friend. Corey looks through his paper. The judge is like, you owe thousands of dollars in back child support. Bailiff, take him away. And Corey got arrested on the spot for showing up to the courthouse, advertising himself to be legal counsel for his friend when he had no experience and no business being there as legal counsel. That was probably my favorite Corey story. I was gonna be like, yeah, I got thrown in jail one time. They threw me in jail for not paying my child support, Doug. I was like, Corey, how'd they get you? I walked in and announced myself to the judge.
Wow.
Yeah, so that's probably one of the funniest dumb people I've ever met. Nicest guy. Dumb.
Yankees fan in chat, I have an update. He actually acquired a patent for the laptop printer.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what? I've never seen one, so he must not be doing it right, but good for him.
That is crazy. So in that time period, I couldn't really think of anybody that's like a friend or like an associate or like anything like that.
What about just a human
There's
being
stories of just like random people. But there is the one lady, so just standing out listening to you, the one lady in grad school that we had.
Ooh, which one?
We were in research, like the highlight, I think, of a lot of her dumb and stupidity was in our research class. When sorry, I just visualized when you shaved your beard. You had nothing but a mustache.
Fuck up, dude, alright? Someone asked me to do it. How are you going to just start cracking up in the middle of the store?
I'm putting that photo on social media. I'm putting it on social media as soon as I can find it. Oh, God.
I had the stunner shades on.
Oh. So, when we were research class was a shit show. We had 3 professors in, like, one semester. Someone had to take a medical leave. They gave us a temporary professor, and then they hired an adjunct or whatever to finish the class. So we had 3 teachers. The class was a shit show in general. And there's this lady that we've had plenty of classes with. And she's generally always come to, like, the first, like, 4 or 5
Anne,
weeks.
right? Was it Anne?
I'm not saying her name.
I'll say her name. Jesus, why are you guys so afraid?
There's liable. Regardless of what happened. People have been clipping these things. There's random strangers on the internet that have been clipping our videos, and I have no clue what they're for. I listen to them like, why'd they clip that? I'm okay sus. With that. Did I say something? Yeah, so there's just random clippings on the channel. But anyway.
We'll call her Miss Late.
But yes, she would always come to class 5 minutes late. She would always raise her hand to contribute. And then either say something that was already said by somebody else, say something that was completely off the wall that made no sense and didn't apply, or C, just tell a random story about her life and how it might associate with whatever we were talking about. This lady would show up and act like she was smarter or as smart as the professors in the class. Yet when you could see the professors not wanting to call on her when she was in class because it was just absolutely off the wall, made no sense. I saw when we were Dave Markley. He not a man to hide stuff on his face. He generally, you could tell when he was thinking something, you could see it on his face. He would physically get angry at her and then rant about it for hours afterwards because we would normally go to the keg after class to go get wings and stuff. And just his anger towards her and her stupidity and like the things that she would say, I wish I could remember, but like I kind of like blacked out like some of the awfulness that she would spew. But she was absolutely terrible, and she was so dumb. And I don't think Corey level dumb in this scenario, but like.
Oh no, 100%, man. And then it was more than that. It was the way we're in grad school. Okay, most people have jobs, so they came very professionally dressed. Us, as in Markley, myself, you, we would show up in street clothes because we worked on campus. We stayed up late because that was our job. We weren't out there actually doing therapy. So we had an excuse to come in polos and t-shirts, jeans, maybe some shorts every once in a while if we were working right before class. But Miss Late would roll in 5 to 10 late every day with like those basketball booty jogging shorts workout attire with some sort of power protein shake or a Tim Hortons. And I remember that being like the ire of Dave's anger sometimes. Just like, what are you working out for? You're obviously not doing anything. This is just a look that you're going for. Why do you keep stopping for Tim Hortons? Did you not know you have class at 5 o'clock? And I remember Packard got mad at her before. I remember Packard even called her out, like, oh, well, maybe we're talking about a certain somebody who doesn't know how to show up on time. And like, damn, Dr. Oh, shut the fuck up, dude. Get that picture out of here. That was not grad school.
Yeah, that was. That's grad school.
That's the personal care room, isn't it?
No, that is in research.
Oh, it is. That's my old hair.
Evan Diddy took that photo. And it's hashtag Doug Boyd lives.
The shit out of here. It does look good. Listen, I remember that's when I cut because Rob wanted me to, and I remember being at a staff meeting once, and I had the aviator shades on, like a dirty cop in a porn movie, and I just sat in the corner, tilted back, put these sunglasses on, and that stupid stash, just with a stern look. Couldn't tell if I was dead, if I was looking at you. I was just there.
That is literally one of the best photos of you I've ever seen.
Or someone tagged a picture underneath on Facebook, like it's 5 o'clock. Do you know where your daughter is? Because this guy does.
All I had to do was search Facebook for hashtag Doug Boyd lives, and that's one of the posts.
No, I might be one of the stupidest people ever because I was the only one out of us to get a C in that class. Everyone else got A's, and I think I got a B. I never got a C in grad school. I always got 2 A's and a B plus every semester until the final year when I finally pulled a year of straight A's.
I think I got 1 C. No, I didn't get a C. The lowest grade I got was a B.
My stupid research project had like hashtag Doug lives on it. Like I put hashtag Doug, hashtag save. I had a bunch of stupid shit in the PowerPoint. Again, I wasn't taking it seriously because we had 4 or 5 professors.
Yeah, that class was difficult because.
Yeah, but somehow y'all got the A and I was the only idiot who got a B. So I think again I might be in the running for.
Well, you didn't really have a solid idea until you started writing the paper.
No, I didn't.
Because you wanted to do something with ADHD, if I recall, but then never really solidified it. Like the rest of us had like concrete stuff by the time Dr. Mitten took over that she kind of just rolled with us. But she basically redid the whole thing with you, like. Just a couple
on the spot.
Before. Yeah.
I also remember like she was almost asking me questions and we were talking about it live. I'm like, well, this is a better research proposal than what I thought of. Yeah. Should have did that. Miss Strena. Thanks. Yeah. I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right. Well, this is about the halfway point. We're gonna take a quick little ad break. Not ad break, but we're just gonna throw up a little, and you are all gonna be able to see it, so it doesn't really matter since you're all subscribers that are here. But it's just going to give us a couple of seconds to flip-flop and rechange. So we'll be right back in a couple of minutes. Thanks for tuning in. We love you. See you in about 60-ish seconds,
don't
maybe.
Change that dial.
Yeah, don't change the dial, you 5 friends. You're stuck here. We're back, Slugs drinking. I wanted you all to see that handsome shoulder of his, so that's why we came back. You're listening to the Fat Guy Certified Podcast. I believe this is episode 15 or 16. Holy shit, that's like 13 more than I thought we'd ever do, to be honest with you.
Agreed.
Just because we're both...
we don't have follow-through.
We're both major procrastinators. But hey, we're doing it. I'm enjoying it. It's not like it doesn't seem like it's no, this is episode 16. Holy shit!
Time flies when you're having fun with your best friend.
Our numbers are a lot more down than the last couple episodes, so if you have a friend, share it to them, tell them to watch it and check it out. We appreciate it. We're streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. Tuesday, Thursday, we play video games. Sundays, we do this. Tonight, I'll be streaming again, playing some Ghost of Tsushima this evening. So if you want to come back and hang out and watch me be a samurai who kicks ass, you can do that. But I wanted to talk to you about my new favorite obsession.
Tell me about it.
It's not a lifestyle choice. I brought to you the obsession over the caftan, the bidet, which are also two beautifully great lifestyle changes that everybody should incorporate. Also, tidbit, I never went to engineering school, not an engineer, but today, the Turkster engineered, his toilet broke, and the flusher broke, and the rod snapped, and so, like, when you flushed, it wouldn't lift up the chain to empty the commode. Okay. And I was really tired of reaching into that bucket and just manually doing it, you know? Yeah, because I'm not a big fan of the if it's yellow, let it mellow thing. Yeah. So I took an old USB cord that didn't work, cut it in half, took out the rod, tied the USB cord to the chain, pulled that through the hole in the toilet bowl, and now all I have to do is just pull on that and it flushes.
Well,
it's actually better than a lever, I think. It's actually better than the lever.
I wouldn't go that far.
Oh my god, it's just like a little poof, and it's done. It's great. Engineering. Anyway, done toilet humor. The show on Netflix is called. Well, Netflix has just been pumping it out in general, and I think everybody should.
Damn, I thought this was on Disney Plus. I was on the wrong spot.
No. This is like Netflix has been bae the past couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We've had The Old Guard, which is a movie based off a comic book series that I did like where immortals were on the earth and they're warriors and they just are dope ass fighters. There's Warrior Nun, which is great, which is like a TV show where it's kind of like supernatural-ish, but there's like these warrior nuns that live on the earth and their job is to protect earth from demons, and like they have an angel's halo that empowers one of them, and like they all like that like the person that has the angel's halo gets like special abilities and stuff, and like it's dope.
It's on my list. Now that I'm done with NCIS on Netflix, when I'm by myself, I can't wait to watch all those things.
Then third show, Home Game on Netflix, which each episode focuses on a sport particular to that area. So like they go to Italy, they go to Florence, Italy, where there's like this game where it's like I don't even know how to explain it. It's like rugby, but like you fist like MMA, like you MMA fight the other team, and like if you get taken to the ground, you have to stay down on the ground until either the other team scores or the other team misses, and like you like bare knuckle box and like do MMA and jiu-jitsu and stuff to like make up your lane so that your runner can score. It's insane. They did other games where it's like polo but with like a goat. And like you have, and like the like it's a dead goat carcass.
Yeah, I've seen that. You gotta like literally throw around the goat carcass. Yeah, so it's just different off the wall sporting kind of festival activities in your area.
Yeah, and it goes to all these different. The best episode, you would love it. I strongly recommend it. They go to it's somewhere in Africa. I can't remember. And they do wrestling, but the wrestling incorporates voodoo. And so there's a tag team of two twins. One brother is the professional wrestler, and he's the champion, and he's dope. But the brother does voodoo on the side, and we'll do different things, and like we'll stop time so that his brother can rough him up, and like they incorporate the voodoo and like the religion of it into the show, and like well they're just. they're just sitting there. I think it might actually be the Congo, but I don't really know. I'll check.
Let's see things. Senegal.
It could be. No.
Yeah, it sounds like some Chikara kind of wrestling. You got time stopping and voodoo witch doctors.
Yeah. And like they do different things. Like they turn the one fight they put the guy in a coffin and then they pull him out and he's a chicken. So they like a goat. Jesus. So like they transferred his soul into a goat. Like it is honestly just a really cool show in general. But they talk about like how wrestling culture impacted them, and then like. It didn't really then a regime took over where they were not allowed to do any form of they weren't allowed to like any type of Western culture in the entire country. Like it was strictly prohibited. So what this guy did was, because since wrestling was such a huge deal, he incorporated the voodoo magic into and like the mysticism of their culture and their region into the wrestling, so then it became legal, and so then they were able to do it. So that was their way of like bypassing.
Interesting, I like that.
Yeah, like it is such a cool ass show,
and that's not even what you want to talk about.
And that isn't. And the fourth and final show that I want everybody to go on Netflix and watch. These are Turk recommendeds for the month. I won't do this again for another month. Is I need to remember the name of it. It is called Down to Earth with Zac Efron, and this man is so gorgeous. He's rocking a perfectly kept beard. He's got these baby blue eyes. He's shirtless at least once an episode, but like the focus of the show.
Zac Efron, I would never wear a shirt.
He's so gorgeous. He's so gorgeous.
I would be
He's the perfect human. But the concept of the show is that he's a big celebrity. He's doing all these like funny movies and all this stuff. But like he was really questioning his impact and like what he was like. He wasn't doing anything what he felt was substance to the world. Like he's like art. Yeah, he's an actor, but like there's people that are dying of hunger. There's like all these major things going on. There's wildfires. Like the issues with the government and global warming and like all this stuff. So he was listening to this podcast and met this other guy named Darren, who is like one of those alternative food science guys that like you don't always know if it's fake science, real science, pseudoscience, like all that kind of stuff. Like, you know, but what he's written a book on superfoods, and like he's a vegan, and like the power of and this is the concept of why I kind of want to bridge into reviewing our next restaurant, because like this show talks about like what are superfoods, like making sure like yes, protein is a part of your life, yes, all these things, but you need to make sure that you're prioritizing like the important ones. And then each episode they do different things. Like the first episode they go and it's a lot about renewable energy, and like they went to these geysers and they cooked a whole meal in like these bubbling geysers, and then they dug these holes into the earth to generate steam. They captured all the steam which powered this, and then they pumped all that into the ground and created like a renewable resource. So like the CO2 and stuff wasn't going into the sky, they were pumping it back into the earth, and it crystallized in the earth. The second episode's all about water, and they did like this water testing and like taste testing and all this stuff, and like filtered water removes all these different things that are important to you. And like there's like, and my favorite episode so far, I think they call them blue zones, and they're areas in the world where the average lifespan of the human is above 100. So like the people in these areas generally live to be 100 or older. It's like they call them centurions. They live to be that old. And so there's like all this science and stuff as to why in these areas do the regular people live to be so old. And they're finding some like genetic traits and stuff. But there's also just like all kinds of just different, like a lot of it's like eating fresh and like food that's locally sourced, because like as you get the food and like it's transported so many times, it starts to lose its nutritional value and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's just a really, really damn good show. Zac Efron's kind of like a smart ass, and like this Darren guy is like super, super smart about like superfoods. Like he's written books about it and stuff, and they're both really healthy, and like you kind of just see it. But they also talk about like giving back. Like they go to Puerto Rico and they go and visit like a lot of the area that was destroyed because of the 2 hurricanes that happened back to back, and like how they're still struggling with like infrastructure and all that kind of stuff. And it's just a really, really good show. I've wanted to marathon it, but I'm refusing because it's just such a quality show that I want to watch each episode and then kind of think about like the impact and like what it's actually about before I dive into the next one.
Okay.
Just because it's like really, like it's really, really good stuff. And like it's not like I've seen a lot of those Netflix I've seen a lot of those documentaries on like Netflix where hold on one second.
Just need a momentary break. He's gonna process what he's saying.
No, I had to close the door. Sorry about that. They like each episode they do different things, and it's just like I want to sit down and think about it before I watch and move on to the next one. So that is my recommendation. You must much watch.
I'll definitely give it a watch. And I've been hearing about it. I did not realize it was coming out this quickly. I thought it was something he was working on like after pandemic, and I didn't know that he already completed it. So that is definitely going to go on my month watch. I might have everything you want me to watch completed by the end of August because there's a lot to digest, but I will start working on it.
Do it. And just an update, I fact-checked. It is the Congo. It's a Congolese fighting style that it's called catch fetish. And fetish is their word for like fetish, but it's also like magic, but like it's different. We
sense.
westernize the word voodoo. They don't use the word voodoo, I don't think.
Yeah, it's probably offensive to them.
I don't know if it's offensive, but that's just our probable word for it. Because I think voodoo actually comes from like the Caribbean, but that's what they use in the documentary. But it's really good, and everybody should watch it. Now,
baby, let's talk about it.
we haven't done this in a while. This is getting back to our roots. This is the purpose of the channel, is we need to certify stuff. We've certified Little Debbie's. We've certified different restaurants. I think it's time we get back to the roots and certify a restaurant.
Yeah, we even certified some clothes. We talked about what brands were stretchy, what brands were best and had the best fit. But let's get back to it. What is on the chopping block today?
We go to this restaurant in the history at least once a year. We use it as a celebratory journey where we and our friend groups...
It's our pilgrimage.
We pilgrimage there every December for Christmas de la Meats. That's what it was called one year. Every year the name changes. But we go to Texas de Brazil. It is a Brazilian steakhouse. All you can eat. Just meats. And we go there. We celebrate with some of our grad school friends. And we take our family. It's generally like my dad's Christmas gift because he's a big meat eater. I know that your brother and your dad, that's generally their Christmas gift as well. But we take like our friends and family, and like we always go there and just kind of hang out. Gabby's sister's a huge fan of it too. So I want to talk about Texas de Brazil.
Hands down, I'm so excited. This is a magical place. It truly is. It's an experience. We cannot do it justice. So please, it is a little on the expensive side, but no more expensive than a fancy restaurant. Okay, one meal. You don't have to get dessert. Now you can even get the soft drinks, all you can drink included, which they used to not have that, for $45. So, that's why we're saying it's a once a year kind of thing, not an every month kind of thing. But they explain, the servers take care of you so well. They talk about what you're going to be experiencing, the styles of cooking, why they do what they do. So it is a really great time. And let's dive into it. And our first, let's
give a rundown on what it is, like the actual process. So if you've never been to a Brazilian steakhouse, what they are is it's all you can eat. They have a buffet. They have a buffet salad bar that has different things like traditional salad bar stuff, but then also some items that are exclusive to like the Brazilian area. And then there's just different things. They have meats, they have salads, they have different veggies. They've got like potatoes au gratin, which are really good, which are like cheesy potatoes. They got Slug's favorite is the lobster bisque soup.
Oh, that lobster bisque soup is the best lobster bisque I've ever had anywhere.
And then they also bring to your plate. I can't think of the name.
I know the woman made fun of you for not saying it the right way. We just call them Brazilian cheese balls.
But I think it's pau de quajijo, and they are little balls that are like the cheese is mixed into like the flour. So then like whenever like it's baked, like it's all fully integrated. It's so good. And they bring out like fried plantains with like cinnamon and sugar. But the character of the store is that there are men and women who walk around with giant swords with meat on it. Mm-hmm. They take all these different types of meat, chicken, pork, lamb, veal, beef, and like all these different cuts, all these different marinades, all these different seasons, and they sear them and fry them, and then they bring them over on these giant sword skewers, and then they just plop them on your plate. And you have a card. It's green or red. Green means go. And so you're just going to get constantly berated by these men with swords that just come over and drop meat on your plate. If you're a little overwhelmed, you can flip it to red. But if anybody at your table is green, they're going to still keep coming.
It's still going to stop, and then they're not going to be rude. So if they're helping you, they're going to ask everybody else at the table. And then most of the time, you're like, yeah, come on, I can make some. Yeah. I can make a little bit more room. Drop some more steak on this plate.
So that's kind of the gist of a Brazilian steakhouse. Let's just call it a Brazilian churrasco. I don't know why.
I don't know why you look up fancy words and also don't know what to say. People don't need to know that.
But I think
I've never heard that. I've never heard them call it Brazilian churrasco.
It's not churrasco.
It's not what you said either. Yeah, I didn't even know they weren't Brazilian cheese balls. I'm sure that wasn't the proper name until this last time when the woman was like, no, not until you say it right. It's this.
Yeah, she did make me say it right. It's a churrasco. Yeah, I was right. I don't know the correct pronunciation of it. But it's a type of grilled meat is what that means.
Oh, a type of grilled meat? As in like what it means?
No, the word means grilled meat.
Gotcha, okay.
Which is essentially steakhouse.
So they have some standard things for you. Like they'll have some pork loins, they'll have some spare ribs, flank steaks, they'll have bacon wrapped chicken, little chicken legs. But then you get into some of the more Brazilian style, like the steak picante, which is like the steak round, where it's got that round of fat around it, and it's cooked to rare. So they cut it nice and thin, so it's a little bloody and red, and some people get all bent out of shape, but that's how you're supposed to eat that. And it's prepared with certain spices and just basically like Brazilian rock salt. Like, so everything is very salty and flavorful. My favorite are those garlic sirloin tips. I ask for 3 of those, and they usually give you a little sampling. Every time you want something, a little slice or a little piece, but they'll give you as much as you want. So when I finally see them coming around with those garlic knot tops, I'm like, yeah, you can put two or three of them on this plate, please. And the Brazilian sausage with homeboy, the last time we went there, was like, yo, we got life-changing Brazilian sausage. This will change your life. And I was like, fine, I'll have some. And he came back like 3 minutes later, like, hey, you want some more life change? Because I got more sausages. And he just kept coming back and back. And I was like, what about dessert? He goes, we have a delicious dessert sausage for you. I will get that. He was trying his best to sell you on those Brazilian sausages. So, like, it's not just one type of steak. I think they tell you it's like 19 or 20 something. It's a high
They've got
number
like 26 or 27 different types of meat. Yeah.
The lamb chops and the leg of lamb. Oh, that lamb chop is nice.
It's all just good. So, first quality, or the first category for Fat Guy Certified Review is food quality. I've never had a bad time there.
Never.
As far as, like, the food's always been good. Like, even a subpar salad bar, like, their salad bar is not great. It's a salad bar. It's still good. Like, the food quality is still good. Those potatoes, I could eat those potatoes au gratin, even though they're just a pan of cheesy potatoes every day, because they're the best damn cheesy potatoes I've ever had.
Yeah, like, if you're not a big meat eater, you can go and just pay, I think, $30 or $35 for that salad bar. And like you're saying, it's got, when you say it's got meats on it.
Brother Pasty, our friend, brought his partner, who was a vegan, to this.
Oh, what a time.
Probably not the smartest.
You know what we should do for a date, babe? You should come watch me eat pounds of meat and just shove it in my pie hole.
Of meat. It's 16 cuts, by the way.
16 different cuts of meat. That's a lot. That's a lot.
And then they have like different specials that they'll add into the menu every time.
Mm-hmm.
They've got herb marinated pork loin, leg of lamb, filet mignon wrapped in bacon, lamb picanha, which is what we're big fans of, the garlic picanha, Parmesan crusted pork loin, barbecued pork ribs, flank steak, Parmesan drumettes, petite filet. It's so damn good. So damn good.
The Parmesan pork loin is the best pork loin I've ever had. The first time I cut into it was like garlicky Parmesan butter. And I was like, my mom has never made a piece of pork in her life that could stand up to this.
I am going to give it
It's
for
a 6
food quality.
It's gonna say it breaks the scale. It's a fucking 6.
Give it a 5. So we both. All right, I'm gonna give it a 5 because we don't break our scale. Customer service is our next category. So I think this correlates pretty well into the Fat Guy Certified of a story. So we've gone several times, and sometimes we go with like parties of like 8 or more. And that's difficult for them because they're busy, and 2, it is a big restaurant, but they're packly close together. And they have like this table that fits like 10 to 12 people. It's like a big fancy table like right next to the grill area. And we normally have gotten that pretty much every single time we've gone.
Well, yeah, with a big group, I think we've been there like 3 times every time we go with more than 6.
And originally they had these like little plastic chairs that were just like really really like crappy, like not really quality chairs. Well, I was sitting in it and I guess I was visually uncomfortable. And so the manager comes up, he taps me on the shoulder and he goes, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, what's up?" And he goes, "Come on over here." So I get up and I go over, and he's like, "I noticed," and this is kind of, I don't want to offend you or anything like that, but I noticed that you're pretty uncomfortable in that chair. Can I bring you a different one so that way you're more comfortable? And like, he was just like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, sure, whatever." And so he like brought over a different chair, moved that one aside, didn't make a big deal about it, but he just wanted to make sure. He was either A, worried that my fat ass was going to snap his plastic chair and he was trying to get me out of it, or B, he genuinely just wanted to make sure that I was comfortable and like brought it up. And that kind of customer service I think has really gone through every time. The servers have always been super friendly. The guys that bring the meat generally are very comical. The
last time we were there, I think those servers were the best servers we ever. The meat servers were some of the best we've ever had.
Funny.
Cracking jokes, and like you said, you almost get like, I don't want to call them a waiter, but you get like a liaison. Like you get somebody who's there to care for you for the night, and they are going to make sure that your table has drinks if you need refills on water. They're going to make sure that the plantains and the mashed potatoes and the cheese balls are full, and that they're plenty full. Those are the free kind of add-ons. And the plantains are to reset your palate, because everything is so strong and salty, but they are also a little different. So if you keep eating the same food over and over, everything's going to taste the same, unless you like eat a couple bites of different meat and then reset your palate. And they're going to ask questions. They're going to answer your questions. They're going to be able to tell you what you should be looking for. If you don't like your food rare, you could say, "Hey, can I get one of those, a little medium well?" And they'll go to the kitchen and say, "Hey, I need you to put one on the side, make it medium well, and then bring it to my table." So they're there to kind of really take care of you. And then the meat servers are just people that are like just moving constantly, and then they also have their own personalities. They've always made accommodations for us. They've always made sure that we were in a place that made us comfortable. So I think when it comes to customer service, my brother might disagree because he has the shortest fuse. If you look at him the wrong way, he's like, "I'm taking away your tip, you suck." And I think he was a little hangry. He wanted to be served quicker this last time we were there, but I've never had a problem. I'm giving him 5 out of customer service.
Man, we're on the same wavelength there. I was too.
Yeah, anybody who's like, "How can I make you more comfortable?" They can see it coming, and they want to make a difference, and they want to entertain you. And like, even the manager checked on us one time. I remember the first time we were there, I giggled I couldn't stop because my brother had already been to a place like this. I think you said you've been to a place like Bupa de Checo's.
I was been to Fogo de Chao, which is a
Yeah.
little fancier version of it in Philly. I think they have one in Pittsburgh now, but at the time I went to it when I was visiting Philadelphia.
So you guys knew what to get into. I did not. And so when it started, they just like, here, would you like some sausage, sir? I say yes. And I look over my right shoulder and someone's like, would you like some flank steak? I'm like, sure. And I look back to my left and all of a sudden there's ribs. I'm like, yeah. They just kept coming. And like, I would go to take a bite. And as I'm ready to put my fork down, someone's like, sir, would you like some more meat? And I just started cackling. Like I couldn't even get a bite of food because they were hitting me with so much. And then to the point where I forgot I had flank steak at the bottom. So I said yes to a flank steak on top. So, like, I finally got flank steak, ate all the rest of my food. I was like, oh, shit, I forgot I had one hiding at the bottom. Yeah. And the manager was talking to us. I was like, I'm just afraid, we eat too much. And he said, you never lose. He's like, the house never loses. He's like, you eat as much as you want. You have a great time here. We will never lose. We are just here. We're going to keep cooking. We're making money. You're just going to enjoy yourself while you're here. And that meant something to me. I was like, you didn't have to say that. And it was just cool. And so 5 out of 5 for the customer service.
Now, I think this is probably where it might take a hit, is the aesthetics.
It could.
Because it's a nice place. I've never been to Brazil. I don't know what, like, Brazilian architecture is or anything like that. So, like, I don't know. Maybe my eyes just not trained to catch it. It just looks like your typical big restaurant, like, on, like, the kind of the vibe. It's dark in the areas it needs to be dark, so you don't see, like, the dirt. Mm-hmm. Kind of like a thing.
It's very
like
chain.
Yeah, it's like very like chainy, and it is a chain. It's not like it's a unique restaurant or anything like that. Like there's tons of Texas de Brazils everywhere. But like I said earlier, and this can lend into the accessibility aspect of it too. They have been pretty accommodating for us, but it's a big restaurant, huge, but you're packed in like sardines. Like, if we didn't have, like, an 8-person party where we got that big table where our space with your wheelchair and just with, like, us being bigger people or, like, us having just the crowd that we have, it would be so uncomfortable because you're really, really packed in there like a sardine. And, like, up until recently, I think that we've gone there, like, maybe the past, like, 5 or 6 years, at least once a year. This year was or not this year because I didn't come home this year, but this past Christmas, was the first time where they had those like that table that we sat at where the chairs were like metal comfortable chairs and not like the plastic like lawn furniture. So I don't know. And then there's not like a big waiting room area. You've got like a little door. So like when we go in December, it's thankfully like this past time that we went, it was nice out. But, like, if it would have been, like, a traditional Pittsburgh winter, where we've gone sometimes, you can't wait outside because you're freezing and you're frigid. Yeah. And when you have a party of 8 or whatever, there's not a real waiting room or waiting area because, again, they're maximizing their space to sit down as many people as they can. So maybe that lends to not having a long wait, but we have had long waits.
Yeah, and they really like you to make reservations. Like you can go on their website and they have it all blocked off by times when you could come in. So it's not like they really don't want you to just show up and say, hey, can I get a table? Because you might be waiting forever and there's no room to wait. There's not even like a bench in an Applebee's or a Texas steakhouse or Texas Roadhouse. It is really like show up when you're supposed to. If you need to wait a couple minutes while we clear off your table, there's 2 chairs over here, but there is no lobby. It's like you come through the little 2-door foyer area and then the desk is right there. And then behind them is the restaurant. So you're right. That is a little crammed. And when we've been there with the smaller parties, we have been shoulder to shoulder. I hate when we have to go in the back because it is like a maze. There's only one little cut of like a hallway, or not hallway, but like a path. And even that is tight. I've definitely elbowed people in the back and bumped their tables and chairs. So when it comes to that aesthetic, and I'm not going to rolling into the accessibility with it, I'm probably giving them, I would say the aesthetic is a 3, and I'd probably go the same thing with the accessibility because they try a lot. They try to keep it accessible. They're not like, oh, so too sorry, too bad, so sad, you can't do this, but it's not designed by nature to be open and inviting for a wheelchair. And so I'd give them both a 3 because like it's pretty, but like you said, it's dark and dingy in some corners, and there's just giant flowers everywhere around the salad bar. Sometimes you don't know if you're supposed to eat the flower, if you're supposed to eat the salad. Like it's
There's
just
like
it's
fake
a little
fruit
much.
on the salad bar. Like they've got like fake fruit there, which is a little weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so I would agree with you.
And I'm not gonna lie, I think it's cheap looking because our special table is so different. It's not the same type of table. It's like cut from a different wood. It's got a different shape to it. It's got a different height.
It's really out of place.
Yeah, it's very out of place, and it's right in front of the kitchen. It's almost like they're putting you on a stage, like look at us. So some people might like that. Maybe that's like a special like promotion. But some of the tables and chairs, they look different, and the aesthetic kind of sticks out. So I'm giving them a 3.
Yeah, this most recent visit, the table is the same, but they put in normal chairs. But before they were like clear lawn chairs, so like it's just different. That definitely makes it Fat Guy certified though. I did the math here, and we've got gold tier with our numbers, even though we hit it a little low on those two. Since they had 5 out of 5s, they are gold tier Fat Guy certified. So I will be writing them a letter and sending them some stickers and a vinyl decal for their window. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, you like meat, or if you are a vegetarian, I don't necessarily know how vegan friendly it is with the salad bar because I'm not entirely sure. But if you're in there and you want an experience, strongly recommend Texas de Brazil. I have been to, and it is Fat Guy certified, I have been to Texas de Brazil, I've been to Fogo de Chão, I've been to Tucano's, I've been to Rodizio Grill. These are all like Brazilian steakhouses. Texas de Brazil is the best in my opinion. Oh, wow. I've been to the Greenhouse something in Monroeville in Pittsburgh. Texas de Brazil is the best. Best food quality, best bang. It's the most affordable, I think, out of a lot of. Well, no, Tucano's is cheaper, but Tucano's taste cheaper.
So you're down in Station Square. Stop in. Get yourself some meat.
It's down Station Square in Pittsburgh. There's there's a big parking complex right there. So you can park, and then it's like a half a block walk. There is a sidewalk and there is a ramp. You just have to kind of be mindful of traffic. Yeah.
It's an easy walk to get there, and it's a journey to get back to your car once you're full with the meats.
Yeah, it's tough. Make sure that you've drank a lot of water that day, and you've got your stretchy pants available because you get full. So I think that's a wrap for the day. Is there anything else you want to talk about?
No, I think that I've had a good time getting back to our roots, certifying. I know we joked that there's a place that we want to go to that's close to our hearts and close to Hot Sauce Guides, but I'd really like the pandemic to bring so we can maybe go there and get a fresh reminder, maybe get some on-site footage to review that one. But we can definitely do a couple more of these.
Yeah, we'll be thinking, and I think that we should review a place next week too. I'll think of a place where we've both been to that we've been to recently that's not necessarily in the Edinboro umbrella that other people might be able to go to. Mm-hmm. And then we'll go from there. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Hot Sauce Guide, Steve, thanks for participating in chat. You guys rock. Thank you for tuning in every time.
Can't wait to see what bots clip us today and see what kind of...
I don't necessarily know if there's bots or... I don't know what's going on. We got our asses kicked on stream the other day by a trivia bot that then, when we were talking about wrestling, changed their names to wrestling things. Hot Sauce Guide says that it's National Ice Cream Day today, so you better go get some ice cream.
Yep, as soon as we hang up, I know where I'm heading, to the freezer.
I don't have any ice cream in the house because I'm trying not to be fat, but we'll see what happens.
You do it.
I had a smoothie. Strong. That's good. I had a smoothie.
That's ice cream, yeah.
That's
close enough.
All right. Well, I love your faces. Thank you all. You're the best.
Stay fat, everyone.